Shelburne Community School is a K-8 institution dedicated to students. On my first day in the school, I immediately noticed the colorful artwork in the hallways, the zero tolerance and inclusion posters, as well as positive interactions between students and teachers. My initial impression was, Shelburne is a place dedicated to student learning in creative ways. Both of the classrooms in which I observe are predominantly white with between 20 and 25 students each. Carly's classroom is set up in a circle where the desks face one another and Carly sits among her students. This room arrangement creates a good environment for discussion. Eric's classroom has students sit in pairs at tables. In this configuration, Eric can make use of group work often. Carly and Eric each have assignments and activities posted on the board in clear view. Neither teacher appears to have classroom norms list posted, but based on students in class, I assume a conversation took place regarding acceptable behavior. Carly expects the respect of her students, and she in turn respects them. When students talk out of turn or misbehave, Carly usually raises her voice to gain their attention. Eric, on the other hand, usually ignores any student acting out or calmly asks them to reevaluate their choices. Both of my mentor teachers make use of the planning room. The planning room is a place where students acting out are sent. They are expected to formulate a plan for returning to class. Symphony House has a saying, "What are you doing? What should you be doing?" Teachers ask students directly to take responsibility for themselves. Though these behavior issues occur, I rarely see students become out of control. It seems that both of my mentor teachers have established good relationships with their students, one of mutual respect and understanding. Most of the instruction I've seen so far makes use of cooperative learning. Carly and Eric understand that most of adolescent development is social. Instead of forcing silent individual work, they use partners, groups, and class-wide discussion. Marzano sees the positive effects on student learning through the use of cooperative learning. Carly and Eric use his strategies to enhance learning and create community in their own classrooms. Shelburne makes use of an open concept learning environment. Classrooms do not have doors or solid walls. Although this configuration allows for cooperative teaching and class combination, the noise level often interferes with learning. Particularly in Carly's classroom, we can always hear the happenings in Devon's class next door. I spoke with an 8th grade girl named Jamie and asked her what she thought of the concept. She said, "It's fun to join classes, but it's hard to take tests, and it's really hard to hear Miss Bennett some days." I believe that the open concept has a lot of great qualities and offers many learning opportunities. However, there are some aspects that need to be addressed. In Shelburne Community School, students are valued. Their growth and development are clearly priorities. Houses take field trips to create good relationships among students and teachers alike. 8th graders are involved in the community, and Shelburne's mission statement is clear and achievable. It is the mission of the Shelburne School District to ensure that each child investigates, masters, and applies the knowledge, skills, values, and behaviors necessary for lifelong learning and meaningful participation in global society. I've seen cooperative learning, creative assignments, discussion, and student responsibility that reinforce the mission statement. Teachers create classrooms that are inviting, engaging, and safe. Students are held to high but attainable standards, and teachers ask questions and encourage discovery instead of lecture or simply telling. Based on my experience, I've seen teachers and Sue use differentiated instruction to accommodate all students. Eric systematically pairs students so both parties benefit. He also gives options. For example, Eric gives group quizzes on the reading. Though it is an assessment, it's more about the discussion to get the answer than the answer on its own. He also uses non-linguistic representation to help students understand the large themes in the novels they read. Eric uses strategies from Tomlinson and Marzano to reach all students in his classroom. The ways in which Eric reaches all students is inspiring, and I will definitely use these strategies in my own classroom. My first impression of Shelburne was based on what I had heard, as well as a comparison to Edmonds. Though Shelburne is given resources and holds students to high standards, there are students with learning disabilities, behavior issues, and personal tragedy. In my experience so far, it seems that these students are getting what they need, but their situations are often overshadowed by the many positives at Shelburne. Shelburne has taught me that creating an inclusive and safe community will enhance learning for all students. My mentor teachers modeled different styles within content and pacing to ensure that each student has an understanding. In 261, we recently discussed the challenges of dealing with administration in our futures. Alan Miller, principal of 6th through 8 at Shelburne, attends house curriculum meetings on a regular basis. By doing so, everyone is on the same page. I can only hope my future administrators are invested and understanding of my choices as a teacher. So far, my experience in Shelburne has been extremely valuable. I appreciate the different styles of my mentor teachers, Carly Bennett and Eric Brunvand, but I also recognize that I would do many things differently. The experience in classrooms continues to give me confidence among students, and I'm becoming more and more excited about my own classroom.